welcome to another Bass and Brews podcast, your weekly distraction from high quality podcast content is about to start now. Got a couple really good guests for you. One of them has been the guest co-host numerous times, and I bring them on when I need to be kept in line, just so I can make sure I'm not kept in line, because I want to make them feel a little uncomfortable. But anyway, I hope y'all have been doing good. I was at the Bassmaster Classic this weekend with Can't Look Carter. It was a great time. I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit tidbit of hitting there. I'm ready to get these folks in for our guests tonight. Before I do that, check out Hookset Hoodlums. They just dropped some new stuff. They got a hoodie, one of those performance hoodies with long sleeves that they dropped with Slay Nation. I got the little Slay Nation jersey on. Go check them out. Heels 10, HELS 10 for a 10% discount. Now let's get our guest up in here. We got our guest co-host is Cupcake Coley. And
hey yo,
our is Edie, Bass Queen 83. What is up, y'all?
Hey, what's up? Paul, I just noticed your name, Bass King 81. That's pretty cute.
It always is. I can't remember what my name on your episode was. I thought it was like Muffin Paul or something like that.
I thought you said Muffin Top Paul or something.
Yeah, I can't remember. Alex will remember, but yet again, for like the 30th episode, he's not here. I've been talking with Edie, and I were talking about this earlier in the green room, and I've said it to some other people. Matter of fact, one of the guys there's a generation of Bass and Brews listeners who have no idea who the fuck Alex is.
No.
If they haven't gone back and listened to the podcast, they have no clue who the man who started this debauchery.
Oh, well, he's going to be back soon. This is probably my last one, I would assume, right? Because he's back or going to be back.
He's not back until April, so you still got some more chances for me to come in here and pick on your funeral flowers you stole from the graveyard again. I can tell.
These are little. They're not funeral.
Hey, what ducks we got in the house tonight?
I get that. I'm with Paul on this one. I'm sorry.
You and Tiffany are both my funeral flowers.
I'm sorry.
Please, I can't.
You have to go back and listen to.
They're beautiful.
I got a favorite lamp, Paul. I made sure I showed it off. I showcased it tonight, so you can just stare at that all night.
Yeah, the lamp is the only thing that has not been removed from your background from every previous episode.
Well, it belongs there. I like it. It's fun.
I get it.
You didn't like my last background. When I was on the Slay Nation, you didn't like my last background, so I came back over to this one.
I don't not like your backgrounds. It's just this is bad. Look at my background. I got a refrigerator with my Sheets Freak sticker on it, and then my po ass man's bait wall in the back that's got $45 worth of plastics on it from Walmart in 2008.
Nice.
I bet
a dresser. So Edie,
nice.
how you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm tired, but I'm good.
Tired?
Good.
Oh Lord, we all tired. This ain't a good podcast. Come on, tired.
I know.
It is though, because we just sit back and have a beer and talk some smack, and Paul makes fun of me, so it's great.
Yeah,
all right. That sounds like a plan.
She makes fun of me, but I'm pretty self-deprecating, so it never lands perfectly. She'll get me one day. All right, what y'all drinking tonight? Let's start off with our guest, Edie.
Okay, I have got a Dragonfly IPA made in Bloomington, Indiana, actually, and it's purple.
Nice.
And it's got a dragonfly. I mean, it said, Edie, you need to drink me, so I got.
Nice. Dragonfly IPA. What you got there, Coley?
Okay, so this is kind of weird because it's upside down, which I hope it doesn't explode. It's a Stone Buena Vesa Salt and Lime Lager, and it has like a really cool skull on it, and it had fun colors. and it's going to be fun to see if it explodes on me because it's by Stone Brewery and it's the largest brewery in Southern California. So I thought I would try that.
That's a interesting. That's one of those beers you shake up and open, and it all shoots into your mouth.
Yeah, you know I'm a bartender, right? I'm not falling for that crap.
I've heard it keeps you from snorting.
Yeah.
Maybe that beer is meant to. Maybe that beer is meant to be shotgunned, right?
Oh my God. Edie, I heard those dragonflies make you fall out of your chair.
All right.
Please make it happen.
As usual tonight, because I'm still fat and trying to lose some weight, I got the cranberry surge, White Claw surge. One day they're going to see this podcast and probably ban me from buying their drinks. But it's got the eight alcohols in it, so it's delicious. Y'all ready to crack these open?
Yes, sir.
3, 2, 1.
I already opened mine.
Oh, Lord. Rookie mistake. Rookie mistake.
Cheers.
Well, that's pretty good.
All right.
Ooh.
Edie.
That's actually kind of yummy.
What does it taste like?
Like a Dragonfly IPA. just like
a little whiny.
No, it's a little bit tart, but it tastes like wheat, kind of a little bit.
Okay.
With lime.
Like port beers now.
I don't know. It's kind of good.
All right, Edie.
Yes,
so
sir.
Bass and Brews, we always like to know what has brought you to where you are right now in this moment in time, sitting in front of these two handsome folks.
One is beautiful, one's handsome.
She pointed at me when she said beautiful. So, wait. No.
Well,
back to the hand.
The whole story would be far too long for one podcast, but
don't tempt me with a good time because we've gone 4+ hours before.
Yes, we have.
It has definitely been a long journey, but specifically, my first tournament that I ever fished and my first win, and that was the start of it right there.
All right, first tournament.
That's a really good story, though. You got to touch base on that a little bit, Edie, because that's like a key part of like who you are.
It really is it's when I started living again, is what I say. Like,
amen.
Instead of existing. But anyway, so the first tournament, it was a 4th of July. It was a holiday derby on the St. Joe River, my favorite stretch of the river. And I had fished a couple times before that, not much at all. Caught like a handful of fish before that. And my now boyfriend needed a partner at the time, and asked me if I would be his partner, and I said sure. So I was freaking out, man. I think I was the first woman to ever fish with these guys. And I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, but so fished all day, lost, I can't tell you, probably close to half a dozen big fish, lost them. About 45 minutes left, I lost the biggest one of the day right by the boat. And I had a meltdown, sat down, like I was sobbing, like, I can't do this. I don't want to fish anymore. I can't be your partner, not doing it anymore. And he doesn't.
A lot of self-doubt.
Yeah. He didn't even blink an eye. He goes, if you don't get up and cast at least one more time, I'm going to kick your ass off this boat. And he meant it. I mean, and so I did. I didn't even question. I stood up and I cast one more time and I caught, I believe it was 5.4 pounds, I think, something like that. Ooh. Personal best at the time. Cast 3 more times, caught 3 more, and we went back to weigh and ended up winning. And I was 0.8 like not even a full ounce away from big bass. And that was it for me. I mean, it was, I was,
what year was that?
I believe, I'm trying to think. It would have had to been like 2018, maybe, I think. 17 or 18.
Okay. And so how many years prior to that did you have like bass fishing experience? Where did that start?
A couple of months, maybe ish. Yeah.
She only caught a couple fish. She only caught a couple fish before that tournament. So she was like brand new when she started. Some of us pay attention, Edie. I apologize for our.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I think she was pre-gaming a little bit beforehand. So
I ask questions for our listeners who maybe have never heard Edie. I'm not asking these questions for myself, Coley.
Paul, she stated it. When she started her story, she stated
better. Whatever makes them feel better. It's okay.
Strike one for you.
It must have been when I was putting my hearing aids in.
I think so. We'll give you that.
So you win a tournament with your now boyfriend.
Yes.
And then what was the second story?
Second story.
Yeah, so
I told you he was pre-gaming, Edie. I wasn't lying. He's on his good show right now.
I haven't. I was. Look, I can't even talk. Cole is so mean to me right now.
Paul, will you get on the same page, please? Bass King 81. Will you join Cupcake Coley and Bass Queen 83 on this podcast right now? I know you got another date later, and you're all excited about your late night date night with the boys. I know. Trust me.
No, look. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna make them wait to 10 o'clock. So, and then I'm gonna keep.
They're gonna be asleep.
Anyway,
I'll be sleeping by 10. Maybe.
All right. So we got the tournament. Y'all won the tournament. You almost missed big bass. Less than an ounce. Where do we go from there in your fishing journey?
I started being his partner in one of his series after that. And from there, I think it was last year. Last year was the first year I started with a kayak. Up until then, I had fished only as a partner on the bass boat. But I take the boat out by myself sometimes, and now the kayak and stuff. But it's just been a crazy journey. Like, I mean, looking back, so much has happened in a few short years, and it's crazy to think of.
Oh, I know what I did when she said her first ever tournament and her first ever win. I was thinking they were two different stories.
One and the same.
He's a little slow. He's a little slow. You'll catch up.
That's pretty damn awesome. That's pretty awesome. So, all right, and now
Paul,
you're
cute.
What? Look,
you're cute.
Look,
you're so
I had to tell my son I love him and good night. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Mom might run in here in a minute. So here's the thing. First of all, Coley, let me back up a second. As Chris from the Paddler's Playbook says, I'm the only one allowed on this show to interrupt people.
I beg to differ.
Listen, Sir talks a lot.
Edie, you have built a huge following on Instagram. So, is that fishing related? Is it life related? What has garnered that draw?
I think it's a mixture of both, because I'm just me. Like, sometimes I talk about fishing, sometimes I talk about life, but I just talk about what's going on, like, at that moment in time, and I do it like the good, the bad, the ugly. You know, it's not all sunshine and roses. I mean, I'm just me, and it's and I think that's
it's
why
very very real and raw, and you are very inspiring. You always have positive, happy Monday. I hope you made it through. Happy Friday. Like whatever your posts are, it's always cheerful, and then Paul, I don't know if you had it to see, because she kind of separated it out really far. She did a reel, a couple different reels, kind of telling a story about who she is and her life in the last 15? No, actually, you started when you were a kid. You started out with that, and she did the first reel, and she left it on this huge cliffhanger, and I was just like in tears watching it, like, okay, and then you took like what, 2 months to like post the next one? And I was like,
tough for me, like that was super, super tough for me to put that out there. And that is honestly, that's why it was so stretched out. Like it was me working up the guts to post more of it. Because that was
it was amazing. Like, I didn't see it. Again? Oh.
I can't multitask. Sorry. I can't talk and read. So
look, it wouldn't be a Bass and Brews podcast if I didn't bring the damn whiteboard out.
Okay. But like I have to stop talking to read because I
step out just for 1 second. I'm gonna step out just for 1 second. Paul, how do I do that? I don't know how to do that.
Top three, or just top three, and then it should say get out of audio or remove yourself.
You remove yourself. Leave studio. Bye.
There you go. All right, Edie, what kind of kayak are you fishing out of?
It's a Jackson Bite FD. Nice.
What got you into kayak fishing? Because you do a lot of bank fishing, or used to. I've seen posts of bank fishing. So
I bank fish when it gets cold, and stuff ices over. And I still not to the comfort level, I think, of taking the kayak out like on the river when it's that cold and everything. Yeah. I did a couple of times, but the bank fishing's mostly when it's colder, when I don't have time to put the kayak in and out and all of that.
How long have you been fishing out of the kayak?
I got the kayak. I started last summer.
Okay, so about the same, a little bit after I got mine. I got mine in January or February of 2021. Okay. So I'm fairly new into the kayak world too. How do you like that? Do you see that as an avenue that you're going to grow into with some tournament fishing, or is it just okay?
No, I love fishing from the kayak. Personally, I think I read and sense the fish better from the kayak than I do from the boat. And it's just, there's just something about being down on that level that enhances it for me. But there's also something about the thrill of the bass boat that I can't let go of that part of it either. That's kind of tough for me right now, trying to, split it between the two, because I don't really want to let go of either one. But at the same time, if I want to take one or the other, like to the level that I want to take it to, it has to be one or the other, I believe. But yeah, I love both. I mean, there's different thrills in both of them.
That's sure. So y'all dive into this, and this is a question I'll ask, and then I'll let y'all run with it. How did y'all become such good friends and compadres? Like, what's the story behind how y'all got?
Snort sisters, lady slayers.
Lady slayers.
That's how we connected, was through Lady Slayers. But then we became Snort sisters when we figured out we both snort when we laugh. So
slay us, Frankie, the head cheese, baby.
Woo! It was, we had so many mutual friends, and we were always commenting on the same friends' posts. And then I don't even remember who it was, but you said something, and I said, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me snort or something, and you're like, oh, I snort too. And I said, girl, don't make me pee. And you're like, oh my gosh, I'll pee my pants. And before you know it, like every time we chat back and forth, we joke around and we end up snorting, and we send each other the little pig nose because she makes me laugh. Like the DMs that she sends me and the stuff, and we might have been talking about you earlier, and she might have been laughing. I don't know, but
we like have the same sense of humor.
Yeah, it's just
twisted sense of humor. So
she's quirky. Like her when her page got hacked for a while, she had a second page that said, "Just call me Grace," and that's so funny because it's like my mom always used to say, "Hey, Grace, are you okay over there?" Because I'm not klutzy per se, but I'm quirky, and I know Edie, you're a little quirky, you're a little klutzy, and we just kind of connected on the fact that we're just different. I guess we're just not your average girl. And speaking of which, before I forget, happy International Women's Day to you, one of my inspirational anglers. I appreciate you. See what I said there, Paul? Anglers. Aha, got you. Appreciate you so much. And it's I put up a couple different I put up a reel and I put up a post, and Paul, I didn't look at your text message because my phone's blowing up from all the people commenting that I tagged in the reel, because there were so many women that I wanted to say, like, I appreciate you, but the reels only lets you tag or put 10 pictures up. So I did a reel and then I did a story, and I know I missed some people, but I was also racing home to try to get to you guys and doing it at stoplights and traffic jams. But thank you so much. I wanted to wish you that. And what a perfect day to have the queen of bass on. So really, really cool.
Yeah. Bass Queen is the name. But thank you very much. I appreciate that. And same to you. I wish I could thank like every single woman that has touched my life, because there's been way too many to even list. And I appreciate every single one. And yeah, it's
absolutely.
Yeah. It's a good day to have.
I owe a huge shout out to Angler Duo. Rhea is the one who invited me to join Lady Slayers. She hit me up and I said, oh, I don't have a boat. She's like, you don't have to have a boat. And I said, well, what am I going to do? I don't have a kayak. You don't have to have a kayak. And so because of her introducing me to Lady Slayers, I got to meet Tiffany, Texas Bass Babe, you, Darlene. I mean, there's just the endless ladies, Ashley, so many that I just look up to and appreciate, and the support that we've given each other, and the tips that we've helped each other out. But most of all, the friendship. Like Paul, how we have that Hookset Hoodlums family friendship, going on. It's the same thing with the Lady Slayers. A lot of us, I don't know all of them on the same level that I know Edie, but the ones that I did connect with, I mean, we're going to be lifelong friends. And I'm trying to figure out, Edie, how I'm going to rent a truck or borrow a truck in Michigan, because I got to come see you. You're about 4 hours.
Yeah. That's too close not to see each other. But I still say that a bunch of us lady slayers or whatever need to get together for a camping trip or something one summer, and just, that needs to happen.
Absolutely.
I'll be damned. It's been a long time since I had to raise my hand on my own podcast, but I got an idea. Frankie, because Frankie loves the Lady Slayers. Like that's one of the biggest growing sections of Slay Nation as the Lady Slayers. He ought to do like a national championship, centralized location for the Lady Slayers in person.
That would be awesome.
That would be fun.
I don't know how that would work with all the dynamics of how Slay Nation works with bank and small boat and kayak and all that, but I think that would be some great fun fishing and content. Head cheese.
Get on it, Frankie. Whoa.
But I think that would be awesome. Like you could maybe even do different categories, have like a kayak one or just I don't know how you do that, but I think
there's plenty of.
That's what he gets paid for. We don't have to try to figure that shit out.
We
throw the idea out there, and he gets paid to put it in action. Yeah. Even though I'm pretty sure Frankie don't get paid nothing to do everything he does.
That guy
He works his
is
butt
like
off, man.
Superman.
Oh yeah.
Gosh.
Good dude.
Yeah. I don't know how he keeps it all straight, honestly. But
I'm pretty sure he's got a really, really, really awesome wife from what I can tell. Frankie's the loud face, and she's the brains and
holds it all
keeping
together.
shit together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edie, tell me this: what is your preferred method, technique, style of fishing?
A jig. I mean,
Okay.
if the conditions and everything were right for it 100% of the time, I would be the happiest angler on planet Earth, honestly, in the universe, probably.
What and why the jig? Is that just the first thing you caught fish on, or is that what got you that confidence?
Well, it's not the first thing I caught fish on. It was quite a while before I caught a jig fish, honestly. And I don't know like why I got so hooked on it, but it's so versatile. And you can make it like into so many different things, really.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's my confidence bait. And I think confidence is a big portion of it. And yeah, I honestly, I don't know the exact reason why, but I would throw a jig 24/7, like if the fish would eat it 24/7.
And
that's awesome.
Is it a what style of jig, and is there a specific color?
Normally it's like a flipping jig, or football head, something like that. But I'm wanting to branch out. Like when I was in Florida doing fishing the Bass Open, I got to learn, like, watch and learn how a swim jig, like in heavy cover pads, grass mats, things like that. That I had no clue on that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm excited to learn different methods with it, different styles, and things. I want to open up my, I don't know what you call it, toolkit, I guess. Because it's like I could count on like 3 fingers how many different types of baits I fished for the longest time. And if they weren't working at that time, I wasn't catching fish. So to be more consistent, like I want to learn to be more consistent, and to do that, you have to be more versatile and, different techniques, methods, and things like that.
I'm doing that right now as well, trying to learn some more techniques, hopefully getting a bait caster here pretty soon. I just had a lot going on, so I haven't been able to do it. But I threw a swim jig on a spinner rod when I went out last Wednesday. It was beautiful. It was 84 degrees. Water temp was 62. Perfect conditions, but we just couldn't find them. And I had this beautiful swim jig. I just bought it. I paired it with a trailer. I'm not 100% sure who made the trailer because it came in Lockwood's giveaway and there was no sticker on it. So they were these beautiful craws, the flappy craws with the giant claws. And the thing was gorgeous. And my boater, before I knew it, he likes to drag me around, and I cast out into some lily pads, and I was so excited. My third cast, I got hung up, and he's so impatient. He, oh, you're just gonna have to break off. And I was like, that's my only one. But I'm learning, and I can't wait to get a little bit more into it like you, because my confidence bait is finesse and drop shot and wacky and Texas rig. So I definitely want to get out and throw some bigger baits and get some bigger fish. Like that's definitely
that's my weakness, is the finesse side of it.
Is it just too slow?
When it comes to throwing a wacky worm under docks on a hot summer day, like I would rather eat nails almost. But I want to get to where I learn it and I'm comfortable with it enough to where I don't mind doing that. But yeah, seriously, like that is just like my enemy, right? I
feel that way about the Ned rig, and everybody swears up and down how good it is. What's
that?
You
know how long it takes for a wacky worm, a weightless wacky worm, to sink to the bottom? I mean, I have no clue because I don't have enough patience to find out. Like
Edie,
You
Edie,
just, I mean, I'm
Edie.
telling you, you let it fall and you just give it a little wiggle. And if you don't get hit in 30 seconds, you reel in, cast out again. You're letting it sit too long.
Edie,
Oh, God.
take a handful of them roofing nails, and before you eat them, set them aside and Nico rig that damn wacky
I
worm.
can do that.
Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah.
That's what I normally do if I'm throwing a worm, because I have to have something to get it down there faster.
In that
keep it in
early
one spot,
postpone time,
Yeah.
I throw up into the reeds at one of the lakes here, and we're talking 6 inches of water. I don't have the patience to throw just a regular stick worm in 6 inches of water, because when I throw it in there, I lift it twice. If there ain't a fish, I reel it in and throw it again. And 6 inches is it takes too long. That's what she said. But anyway, so I put a nail head in there. I put that little nail in there and Nico rig it, because I can power fish it. I can get it. I can throw a little bit deeper. I can throw it around some brush and go down.
I was a happy lady when I discovered that method, because I was like, "Ooh, I can do that." I mean,
but use roofing nails now. They cheap as hell. Don't be using that pack of 4 Nico nails for $30 that you're going to lose every one of them.
Third Eye makes some amazing ones that
fall out. They fall out every couple casts.
Nah, the Woo Tungsten has some good ones, and then Third Eye Fishing has some great ones. They're not that expensive, but I mean, nails are nice.
They don't keep the worm on the hook, and when I fish that Nico rig, every damn fish almost I catch throws the worm, and with the worm goes that. And the roofing nail is way easier to replace. And if you leave them out rolling around all in the bottom of your kayak, I'll take half a box and just dump it at the bottom of my kayak. And so as they roll around and get wet, the sun shines on them, they get rust on them, and you can skip those things all day long and they won't come up. But I'll tell you what, I'm probably responsible for a lot of flat tires at the boat ramp, because I got the Hobie. And they'd be rolling around, but anyway, I don't lose. They don't come out the worm.
Oh,
and
my
they
God.
cheat. Hey,
I always wonder if anybody else's kayak is as a hot mess as mine is when I'm in the middle of fishing. I mean, it is just like disaster zone. Like a bomb went off in the middle of it. And I need better organization with it, and I'm working on that this winter too and stuff, but it's I'm an organized person, but I'll tell you right now, organization only matters in the beginning, because that's when you need to know where all your shit is. During the fishing day, if you're just throwing shit in the bottom of a boat, that shit ain't work, so you don't even need to worry about where that shit's rolling around at. You just need to be able to know where to find the next one and what box it's in quickly. That's all we need to know. If it's just rolling around the bottom of a boat, it ain't worth your thoughts anymore. Hopefully it falls through your drain holes and out into the water, so you don't have to clean it up later.
So you just litter. You just litter in our waters. Paul, all my baits go right back into the bag, right back into the box. It gets closed. Everything's organized. I clean up the boat.
See, mine stay on the bottom of the kayak until I load up, and then they go into a bag or something.
I always have 4 or 5 in my pocket too, and so when I go to work, I'm always reaching into my jacket going, oh, there's another one.
I scare the shit out of myself. I'm like, oh my God, what the
I do not litter. Everything that goes in my boat comes out and goes in the trash.
Good.
Just kidding about the shit rolling out. And if I was letting nails roll out my kayak, I'd be the first one to run over them, since they fell out right behind the truck. So I don't do that shit either. But anyway. Go ahead, Coley.
Well, you touched base when you were talking about when you fished the Bass Nation, and I was curious, what brought you to that, and what made you decide, like, I'm going for this one?
Well, it was actually Mr. Ronnie Green from A Fishing Story that talked me into it, and he just said that I should do it. And I didn't let myself think about it. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And it was because if I would have thought about it, I'd have talk myself right out of it.
Psych yourself out, yeah.
So I have him to thank, for planning that in my head. But yeah, that, and so many people that made it possible, to come about. But it was such an amazing experience. I mean, the knowledge that I took away from that and the experience, and it just, yeah, I can't even, that was awesome.
Well, tell us about
the actual tournament, like the fish catching part of it, sucked really, really, really,
yeah.
really, really, really bad. But
hey, you got one. You got on the board.
But everything else was freaking awesome. So,
what was that like that morning when you were getting ready? You're getting all your gear ready and early morning, and you're getting ready to meet your boater. What was that?
I may or may not have thrown up off the side of the boat.
Really?
May or may not have.
Really?
Cannot be confirmed or denied, but
allegedly.
Some poor guy that was driving the boat. I apologize.
He saw you.
Oh, well, he was very nice, and he turned his head, but yes. I was like, I am so sorry.
Wait,
but I was better. I was better after that.
Were y'all going 70 miles an hour and this happened, or you just idling?
Nope. That was in the holding area, waiting. Yeah.
So right away, this guy's like, "Oh hell, I'm bringing her back for the end of the day." Is probably what he's thinking.
Oh, I'm sure he was probably like, "Oh my God."
Did you sleep the night before?
But I'm sorry.
Did you sleep the night before?
I did a little bit. Yes.
I wouldn't have slept. There's no damn way.
It was very little. But yeah, I did from sheer exhaustion pretty much, because I had just done it was 17-hour drive and then 3 days of practice, which that was kind of a story in itself too, how the practice partner thing worked out. But yeah, I did get a little bit of sleep, but yeah, that morning, I mean, most butterflies I've had at a tournament for sure.
How did the practicing go as a non-boater? Did you link up with somebody you knew? How did you practice as a non-boater?
Well, I had thought I had linked up with somebody to practice with for all 3 days. And it turned out that had never been the case. I don't want to go into that, but it was just, it was a bad deal. But within 5 minutes of making a phone call, I had, it was the fishing community. And the first day I practiced on the kayak, and then the next 2 days I got the honor of practicing with Christiana Bradley. And yeah, that was definitely an honor, to fish with her for 2 days and learn from her and watch her. That was awesome. Pretty, I was geeking out a little bit to start with. I was like, oh my God. But no, it was amazing. She's an amazing lady and good at what she does for sure.
To any of our friends or female anglers that are out there that are considering doing some of the bigger tournaments like you and like Texas Bass Babe, do you have any advice for them? Like, go ahead and do it. Like, what would you say? Like, if I was thinking about doing it, what would you say to me to convince me that this is something that you really want to do?
Like, just go for it. You can always not do it again. If it's something that you think you want to do or you want to try, or you see somebody else doing it and think that you can't, yes, you can. It's, you find the site. Like, if you need information, like, there's information to be found on the internet. You can ask me, you can ask, anybody who has done it. The information's out there on, on how to get started in it and stuff. And just go for it. It's, you're the only one who can keep you from doing it.
Absolutely.
Like I kept myself from so much for so long, and it was only when I just started saying yes instead of why, talking about the reasons why not. Yeah.
On that,
and Paul,
on that, what are the top two things besides gear, besides rod, reels, lures, stuff like that? What are the top two things that you would tell that person that's looking to jump in and they make the decision to jump in? What are the top two things that they need to make sure they have on tournament morning to go fishing, besides the lures and rods and reels and that kind of stuff?
I would say a measuring board, because you still have a minimum length, even if it's on a bass boat tournament, you still, 12-inch, whatever the minimum length is. So you'll want a measuring board. You'll want call tags. And I would say a scales. Life jacket. You have, because you can't get on the boat without the life jacket. I may have forgot mine the first day of practice with Christy, and I had to wear a kid's one that I had to a corset. Literally, I'm not joking. I was ooh, I had to. Yeah, it was bad.
Oh my gosh! Do you have a picture of that anywhere? I need to see that. You got to send me that if you got a picture of that.
Yes, that's going to be your thumbnail for this podcast. If you can send it to me.
It was hilarious, but that's just things you don't think of if you've never done it. But yeah, that comfortable clothing, make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you have something to drink, stay hydrated, snack, something, because it's a long day on the water. And for me, when I start getting in my own head, there was a couple times that I sat down, took a couple minutes, had a drink, ate a snack, and just looked around, refocused, and then got back at it. But yeah, just make sure you're comfortable, with whether it's what you're wearing or what you're taking with you. Just make sure that you're comfortable with it, because it'll help, I think, or it helps me anyway, rather than something that you think you have to have, but you're not comfortable with it. Then it just makes it worse, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Any more opens on the schedule this year?
No, not for me, unfortunately, due to work and children and stuff. I couldn't make it happen this season on the amount of time that I had. Mm-hmm. But I'm already planning for next season. And girl. To girls, be prepared to pee off the side of the boat.
That was my next question.
I'm being 100% serious.
I just, yeah. I mean,
you pee your pants or you pee off the side of the boat. And it's, yeah.
They make this little contraption. And Paul, you're going to love this because I'm never, ever going to live this down. But I saw it on wish.com. What?
Go girl. Get you a go girl.
Yeah. I saw it on wish.com. And prior to fishing, I was an avid hiker. And I like to go on big, long hikes. And I have absolutely no sense of direction. So even on my hike that I go on every single week, I still get lost. It's just who I am, whatever. So I bought this contraption. And I don't even really know what it's called, but
it's called a go girl. I'm telling you, I know what this contraption is.
It's called a go girl. It's a little cup, and then it has a little funnel that goes down, and you just stand up. And
yes, it's a go girl.
Oh, right. I bought mine for $1. It was a no name. I bought it.
Hold up.
I'm telling you, I bought it as a joke. It works.
No, I'm not doubting that. I'm not. But I'm serious. I felt bad for my boater on day 2, because the first day I managed to go without having to pee off the side of the boat. Second day, not so much. And I was like, so I'm sorry, but could you just turn your head for a bit? And so can I use your power poles back here? To hang up.
So you literally just hung off the back? Oh, yeah. Bare ass hanging off the back.
Oh! No, listen, But he was listen, he was super sweet. He actually turned the boat so that it was away from another boat that would have been able to see it. But I mean, it's you gotta do what you gotta do.
Totally said bare ass.
You're mooning everybody in Florida, Edie. We're like, woo!
No, it's like beside the boat, kind of like it. I mean, you can do it without pretty much. The worst part of it is getting the pants back up.
Yeah,
pretty much
without falling in.
Yeah, yeah. I've done that too.
Well, check out the Go Girl. I mean, you're still gonna have your ass out mooning people, but you get to stand up, and it's less of a mess. I think. It's small and it just sits in your bag, and it looks like some kind. Polly, it looks like an odd kind of toy of sorts. Like it's definitely
like the pee then, or does it like does it hold?
This is let me. The only reason I know this is because I was a wildland firefighter. So if you've ever seen cups that guys wear for baseball, it looks like that. Or actually, no, better yet, something that you would even know. Do you know the little mask that you put on to give people CPR to breathe in?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like, except it has a funnel like that you would see on your old
2-inch funnel about half an inch around, and it just angles straight down. So, I mean, like I said, you're still bare ass, but at least you're not trying to balance.
Coley got hers off of wish.com, so that she actually got what she ordered is a fucking miracle.
So it's long enough that the hose goes off, or does it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a picture for you.
No. It's imagine you're going tinkle like a man. It doesn't go into a container. It's a funnel where the tinkle goes out.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
Go Girl pee device.
I told you. Wildland firefighters used it all the time.
I gotcha.
Women wildland firefighters used it.
That makes more sense to me then. Than like no, that makes sense. I'll have to look at that.
So imagine a CPR face mask with a funnel on it that you go tinkle out of.
Can you see that?
Oh, it looks like
it's that right there, and it just suctions right up, and then it just.
Oh, I cannot wait until Alex listens to this episode. He's going to be like, what the fuck has Paul done to my podcast? And I'm going to tell him we have created greatness in women anglers.
Make me blush now.
I'm just letting you know that I'm not on the level of Edie of the tournament fishing and all that stuff, but it's like it's in my mind. Even when I go out with my boater, we're really good friends. I don't have an issue with him. I either jump in the water or he takes me in, but he always jokes around. He says, just pee in the live well because he doesn't want to take me in. I literally won't drink most of the day. If it's winter, I don't drink all day long.
Talk about this shit, Coley.
No, I said in the wintertime, I don't drink all day long because I can go the entire day. Now, when we're fishing out there at 105 degrees, if we're on a lake, I can jump in, I jump in. But sometimes you're on a lake where you can't jump in. And I wait until an appropriate time. I was fishing with a guide. My buddy he's a guide in California. I was fishing with him and I was like, I didn't want to ask because you don't want to be that quote unquote girl, right? Like you don't want to be that girl that has to go to the launch ramp to go to the bathroom. And I just said, hey man, I got to go. I've waited about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and it's as long as I can hold it. And I apologize. Can't go in the water. And he's like, yeah, for sure. And I run up and I run back down, but I do the best I can to not be an inconvenience. But it's something that girls have to worry about that Paul, you don't have to worry about. It's not something that you would think because you guys just whiz off the side of the boat. But for us, we got a lot more parts involved.
Look,
like my first boater was when I talked to him on the phone, he sounded very young and he was young. And so I was like, okay. So I decided to talk about it on the phone rather than in person, face to face. And it was easier for me to do it that way than it would have been face to face because I would have probably peed my pants.
I'll say this, Coley.
It shouldn't be awkward. It's a bodily function.
It shouldn't be.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, Coley. My first kayak I couldn't stand up to pee in. So every time I had to go pee, I had to paddle my ass to the bank, get out, go pee, and come back. And like, I drink a lot of water at night, in the morning, and I drink coffee. So like early in the morning, I got to go tinkle a lot. So I mean, look, I get the having to go to the bank stuff now. Y'all's certain situations.
Every single tournament morning, I have an argument in my head on whether I'm going to drink coffee or not, because I know that I will have to go pee a lot. And every single tournament morning, coffee wins.
It has to.
Yeah.
Check your messages.
I got it. I hit up every single, so if before we go, I always go to my parents' house because my boater lives down the street from my parents randomly. So I go to my parents' house, 4:30 in the morning, I sneak in. I use the bathroom before I leave. 10-minute drive to my mom's. I use the bathroom at my mom's because I'm like preparing myself for the day. We get to the launch ramp, and as he's getting everything done, you gotta pee. I'm like, yes, I do. And I will make myself, and that's the last time. And then I do everything I can to make sure that I get every single minute of fishing I can in possible, not so much to inconvenience my boater, but just because I don't want to take the time to stop and do something silly. Like if I eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on the boat, I eat it really quick because I want to get back to fish. So it was something that needed to be addressed because I was curious. Like there's a lot of women out there that are considering moving and following your footsteps, and Texas Bass Babe's footsteps, and Christine and all the women out there that are doing this, and it's something that you do have to take in consideration. But Paul, I got you, and I was already prepared prior to you sending me this lovely text message.
I hope you are prepared enough because, excuse me, I asked the last question, but apparently at some point I have messed up my notes, which are entitled "When Alex Left, Don't Fuck Up While Alex Is Gone" notes. And at some point in the last few episodes, I have deleted some parts of the shotgun questions. So I gave you all.
Go back to Alex's. You want me to pull up Alex's instead of yours? Because last time you had some misspellings that had me a little.
Look, if you read the word the way I spelled it, that's how it sounds when I say it. That's all I got to say. So, Edie, what's about to happen right now? What's about to happen, Edie, is we're starting the shotgun round. And these are questions that Coley and I are going to ask you. And there's no thinking, there's no there's no this or that.
You got 3 seconds to come up with an answer.
You answer the question. Now, if you answer it the way that we like, or I like, or Coley likes, we'll move on to the next one. If you don't answer it in a way that we think is correct, we're going to chastise you.
Well,
we're going to chastise you anyways, just so you know. Oh, he didn't give us the sign. We missed the. That's his little, I got to go to the bathroom. You know what? He does this podcast. Me and Tiffany were on. You and me, we're girls sitting here talking about having to go to the bathroom on the boat. And he gets up at least 2 or 3 times during any podcast because he got to pee. Sissy Lala.
He warned me beforehand. He was like, if you got to go pee, you go pee, because I will.
Always goes at least 2 times. We did the Alex's send-off before he went on deployment. And I think it was the send-off. I can't remember what it was now. Anyways, Alex left the door open. And you could legit hear him. We were like, oh, Alex is tickling. What was that? Oh, was that his send-off, or was that?
I can't remember. Look, I don't remember.
It was a send-off. It was just the 3 of us. He left the door wide open. Okay, now this question I'm going to ask
because I got headphones in. Y'all just can't hear me because the microphone's out here. But anyway, all right, let's start these shotgun questions. Let's go.
Okay, and this one, Edie. Okay, Paul and I 100% disagree on the answer to this one of which one is right. So we'll see if we are soul sisters as well as snort sisters. Do you prefer Crocs or flip-flops?
Oh Lord, fired. You fucking fired, Coley. Crops. This ain't no good. We ain't talking clothes.
I said Crocs or flip-flops.
Crop tops or spaghetti straps.
Oh, look. Spaghetti strap.
You're stupid. Well, I have a piece of keys and I'm drinking beer. So my apologies if I said crop instead of crop.
But
Yeah, he's messing with you, Edie. He's being a jackass right now, and he's messing with you.
He answered the hell out
I said crop. I meant to say Crocs.
Oh, you said crop.
She
I gotcha.
yes.
Can I say? Well, between those two flip-flops, but honestly, neither. I'd rather be barefoot.
Okay, and she does. You do push barefoot.
So would I, but you got to answer the question we asked, not the one you.
You said flip-flops.
I already did that. If you were listening.
So not only are we snort sisters, we are now soul sisters because I'm sorry, you will not catch me in a pair of Crocs. Sorry. I can't do it.
Between the garage and the house, maybe. Outside of that.
No.
And that's my
I'll get those little round circle tan lines. I'll look like an idiot. Okay.
No. The Crocs are simply to walk from your vehicle to the boat and then back. Once you get in the kayak or boat, you take them off.
But that's what flip-flops are for.
But if you wear decent flip-flops that are made out of leather, that leather gets slippery when they get wet.
Yes, they do.
We don't wear leather ones. We usually wear the rubber ones.
Not to the water.
Because we're smart enough to know that leather and water don't mix.
Well, I am too. That's why I wear Crocs. The condoms of feet. All right, let's go. Next question.
The what?
You can just say that. All right. Again, Paul and I condoms of feet. I got a visual. Again, Paul and I disagree on the correct answer for this, but I have a feeling you're going to side with Paul. Do you put pineapple on your pizza?
No.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm from California. It's a California thing. Sweet and salty.
Weird coast.
Okay. What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Nothing, honey. Okay. Would you spend more money on your rod or on your reel?
Reel.
Got it, girl. I forget, Paul. What's your answer to that?
A rod.
Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
But
rethinking, I might change that answer, but I don't know why I said reel because I want a reel. There's a reel I want really bad right now.
So
what do you want?
Huh?
What reel do you want?
Oh, the Daiwa Zillion. The one that I got my boyfriend for Valentine's.
Was that a hint?
Huh? No,
it
was like, but that's that's the one
I think most people use a lot of people use a more expensive reel than they initially do a rod. So more people will buy that $180, $200 reel, which is a good reel, right? Before they'll buy that $300 rod. And so they don't necessarily get to use a high-end rod to feel the difference where that reel is where they go.
I've been learning. Yeah. I've been learning, though, that on the whole importance of the rod quality as well. Yes.
And I will be learning, Paul, in Lockwood's giveaway, I got 2 different rods that are being sent to me. And Lockwood actually custom built or is having one custom built. And I'm like blown away and so excited and ecstatic to get both of them. I can't wait.
That's one of the most low-key, badass giveaways that people missed out on. Holy shit.
mean, this thing keeps giving and giving. And Edie, like, it was Lockwood Fishing. If you don't follow him, you got to follow him. He's a good old boy. He's got a heart of gold. He's so much fun. He not only does he help me with fishing and tips, he's helped me with my water heater. He's helped me light my pilot light from
That's
all
awesome.
these thousands of miles away. He's a master plumber, retired, but he just knows everything about fishing. And he had this giveaway. And sometimes I tag you in the giveaways. Like I've just been kind of doing them here and there. And holy crap, it's a doomsday rod. Caney Lane. I can't remember how to say it. Another rod. Plus I got like a G-force bag. Plus I got all these stretching lines and cast crew. I mean, hook set, hoodlums, Bass and Bruce sent me something, like everybody, Jigs and Bigs. It just kept coming in the mail and coming in the mail. And I was like, oh my God, it's like Christmas for 3 solid months and it's not done. It's the most
it's like the boyfriend you never had. Just kept coming and coming and coming. All right, next question.
Okay, so next question. Would you, what is it? In a 3-hour fishing session, would you rather catch 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
Okay, that broke up. Can you repeat it?
Oh, sorry. In a 3-hour fishing session, would you rather catch 5 2-pounders or 1 7-pounder?
1 7-pounder.
Atta girl.
Without a doubt.
Me too.
It's a bigs.
I mean, every fish is a thrill, but when you have a big one on there, yeah, there's nothing like it. Yeah. I'm getting
this one's going to be interesting because she hates both. Wacky or Texas rig?
Texas rig.
Yeah.
I don't mind Texas rig. I like the Texas rig.
Yeah, she wanted that worm weighted. That was the only thing.
But see, I do a weighted Texas rig.
So do I. I do a little bullet head on the top. Okay. What kind of music do you like to listen to? Do you like slow jams or hype music?
Both. Hype music.
Hype music is your answer?
Yeah, hype music.
Okay. Paul, what did you pick?
Genre
did you pick
of hype music?
Well, I have my collection of music is from one end to the other, like honestly. And I'll just hit shuffle and either that, or if it's like if I'm in a certain mood, I'll pick a playlist or whatever. But yeah, I listen to any genre. It just depends on the mood, day, time, what's going on. But yeah, I appreciate.
I think music. Paul picked slow jams. I think he likes like the love ballads and like the from the 1980s.
Like the calming.
I don't listen to a lot of music. Matter of fact, the only time I ever listen to music is when I put Can't Look Carter on the back of the kayak and we go out. He likes to listen to music while we fish.
I always listen to music.
Yeah, I don't.
Always.
But when he's with me, I play today's hit music. I play some like 90s rap. And the other that I'll play is the 90s grunge stuff. So Pearl Jam and Nirvana.
Oh yeah.
And,
you like
Alice
it?
in Chains. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
does he like it?
The only time he ever asked me to skip a song is typically with certain songs in like today's hit music. That's the only time. But matter of fact, we were out on the water like 6.5, 7 hours this past Sunday, and we listened to 90s grunge music the whole time, and he never asked to skip a song. So.
See, the only genre my kids will be like, oh my gosh, like just throw me out of the car or whatever is if I try to listen to country.
Well, I'll tell you, fun fact about me, I love the classical symphony or orchestra music. Like to me, I will listen to that shit all day long. And there are certain songs that come on that get me pumped up. But anyway, was that the last question you had, Coley, or was there one more?
There's one more.
Edie, this is the most important question of this podcast. If you do not answer this, there's not a right or a wrong, but there could be a really shitty answer. Like that's where we go. And all those thousands of Instagram followers will probably disappear if you answer this terribly. So you know how anglers. Oh, look at her. Look at her. She damn goes in that beer. Yeah, look. If she says a stupid ass answer to this, she's blaming it on the beer. The Dragonfly IPA. All right, Edie.
Dragonfly's getting her.
Yeah.
You know how anglers, they love some sandwiches. What are your top 3 sandwich proteins?
Bologna and cheese. You said proteins.
First of all,
Yeah.
that was 2.
That beer got her.
Bologna, fried bologna, and bologna.
You're fucking it up. First of all, you said bologna and cheese, which is only 2. Now you said bologna, fried bologna, and bologna.
Okay, did you say top
cheese? Wait, it's protein, right? bologna, and bologna.
Oh my God.
See, he said top 3 proteins, right?
Yes.
Bologna,
and bologna.
You can't choose bologna 3 times. One time.
But fried bologna is different than regular bologna, so she kind of can choose 2.
I mean, it's like 3 layers, so that's 3 proteins. 1, 2, 3.
And add cheese.
You have fucked
Cheese
this
for the
question.
She blew his mind.
No, she didn't.
Tap it out.
I know Edie's background, and I know my background, and I know we both deep country. Like bologna, most people
See, I
think
grew
Oscar
up on
Mayer.
venison bologna, like
Yeah.
homemade venison bologna.
Yeah.
That was what we had. Like store-bought bologna was a treat
Yeah.
to me as a kid. I'm not kidding.
She grew up 100% Amish, so like everything they had was like they made that.
Look, real bologna is the tits and the clits. I mean, that's the good stuff there.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
All
We
right,
just eat the bologna.
So, Edie, answer the question. What are the other 2 proteins?
Ham and salami.
All right. So this is the second time ever we had cheese thrown out there. Our good friend, the crazy clown delirious angler, said cheese. And when he said cheese, y'all have to go listen to this episode. It was like one of Alex's first. Alex didn't know what the fuck to say. And again, as we talked about earlier, there's a whole generation of people who don't know what Alex is. So y'all need to go listen to the episodes in the single digits and in the teens. Go listen to the man who started all this shit is there. But we did. This is the second time we've had cheese. Now, if we get a second spinach answer, I'm going to lose my shit. But thank you for at least throwing out some others, because I love bologna. I love cold bologna sandwiches. I love fried bologna sandwiches. I mean, I love bologna on a hamburger. Fried bologna on a damn hamburger. And
you know what's the best? You know what's the best ever? I'm telling you this. If you live within 100 miles of an Amish community, get yourself some Amish peanut butter. You get bread, Amish peanut butter, cheese, and bologna. And that is the best sandwich you will ever eat.
So that's funny because in Ohio, my dad grew up in Ohio, and there's a lot of Amish communities there. And he grew up on peanut butter, cheese, and tomato with mayonnaise on top of it as well.
Yeah. Oh,
but,
tomato,
oh my God,
mayonnaise, salt, and pepper.
I hate mayonnaise, but that sandwich is good. It is a good. I don't like mayonnaise at all, but that combination, for whatever reason, sounds weird. I remember growing up, I was like, Dad, you're weird. Like, I'm not eating that. And as I got in my 20s, I was like, all right, I'm going to try this, because I eat peanut butter and pickles, and most people think I'm crazy for that. But if you like sweet and salty, peanut butter and pickles is amazing. It's good. I mean, I'm just saying, it's dill pickles. Can't be sweet pickles, but it's amazing. So I tried my dad's sandwich, and it was really, really good. But Paul, I wanted to tell you, with cheese being protein, I grew up vegetarian because I grew up Seventh-day Adventist, which is another very, very strict religion, very healthy. And on my sandwich, the protein was cheese. Like, you either had like hummus or you had cheese, and that was your protein. So we didn't have, I don't think I've ever even tasted bologna in my life, like ever.
Cheese is a fat.
It's got protein in it, though.
Protein, calcium.
We ain't going to do this. Look, when I told y'all the rules of this podcast, no politics, no religion. We ain't going to start talking
nutrition
about
facts
food either. Because
no nutrition facts.
No, we ain't getting into this shit. All right, Edie.
Yes,
anybody, sponsors, friends, family, anybody you want to thank, give a little, as my little girl back in the days called a shout out.
Yes. I want there's a lot, but a handful that I want to give a shout out to for her apparel. Jennifer and Peyton are amazing. Tackle Shack, which is my local tackle store here. Brendan and the crew there are the best crew. And Outdoorsman Coffee, want to give a shout out to them. And Halo Rods, Net Baits, Valerie from American Bait Works is amazing. Mr. Ronnie Green. And yeah, I know I'm going to miss someone and then I'm going to feel bad.
Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. We'll link.
But yeah, no, I mean,
we'll link
there's
to your
so many
Instagram page and they can find them there for sure.
Okay. There's so many amazing people and sponsors and stuff that make things possible for me.
Mhm.
So
Nice.
yeah, I'm definitely grateful and blessed for all the people that are in my life.
Awesome. Coley, you got anybody new you want to shout out?
You know, someone that I would really love to give some credit to is Fish Socks USA. And if you don't know who they are, they're pretty amazing. There's a family-owned business in Northern California that makes socks with like the tube sock part of it is different kinds of fish scales. So like I have the two kinds of bass. I have a pink bass. I have largemouth bass. I have the rainbow trout, the brown trout. Check them out. It's Fish Socks USA. Miss Fish and I was fishing. Kelly has been amazing. You know what? She has literally been with me since day one. I mean, when I transitioned over from a regular Instagram page to, hey, I'm going to start putting fishing stuff up and see what happens. They were the first company that reached out to me. And man, talk about a solid team. She's a mom of 6. They all fish. They're all adventurous. They ski. They water ski. They do all kinds of adventures together. They've been a huge inspiration. I think you know who they are, Edie, right? You follow them? I think so.
Yeah, no,
I've heard of them too.
Chris and
yeah,
Kelly
and Mr. Wish. Yeah, and Mr. Wish I Was Fishing, that's her husband's handle, and Miss Wish I Was Fishing. They're just an amazing couple to follow, and huge shout out to them. Third Eye Fishing, as always, Max is amazing. He's putting out new baits left and right. Super solid guy, small business as well, and always my one go-to hook set hoodlums right here. Get your gear. Use Cupcake Coley as your 10% off discount. Not the other guys. That one up there. Where is he at? But yeah, they dropped some new gear. I just got my new Slay Nation long sleeve performance t-shirt. I'm super excited to get that. Just amazing stuff. And as always, Paul, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you. You really didn't pick on me that much today, so I kind of feel a little neglected because, you know, you got the bros date night coming up here pretty soon. So you're just like,
it's not neglected, but you've been on so many times now. I mean, I can't make the dildo lamp in the background joke many more times. Everybody's already heard it, even your mom.
So basically you're out of material, and we now have like a level of like, we're right here, right?
Yeah. We're
heard
equals.
that.
We're equals.
I heard that's on camera.
And Edie, thank you so much for being on today. You are a baddie in every sense of the word. You are inspirational. You are motivational. You are, dude, you ride a freaking Harley. Like, I didn't have a chance because I got rushed to ask you about that because somebody wants to go. But I wanted to, like, holy crap. I mean, like, I ride bitch on a Harley and I'm fine with it. Like, I have no desire to actually be in the front of the patrols. I ride bitch really good. But damn, girl, you are up there. Is that your bike?
Yeah.
What kind of Harley is it? I was trying to look at the motor. Is it an Evo?
It's a 2016 Harley Davidson Softail Heritage Classic.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. That's that. I'm telling you, guys got to go follow her. If you don't follow her, this is one baddie right here.
That's right. Yeah. Bass_Queen 83. Cupcake _ Coley. All on Instagram. Y'all go hit them up. Follow them. You're going to have a good time. They're going to post some good content. Oh, no, thank you for coming on. Like I said yesterday when we were getting everything set up, I'm grateful for y'all coming on and shooting the shit and having a good time.
It was fun. I was nervous to start with, but no, it was.
But no reason to be, right?
And I appreciate. No, it was awesome. I appreciate you guys.
We told you the nervousness would leave after the first couple minutes. So
yes.
after the first 2 minutes, we can start cussing.
I know. I asked him if there was like a countdown or something.
Top left. I'll usually fuck that up before. All right, we're gonna hit the outro music, which is the same as the intro music. Y'all hang on. We'll holler in the chat real quick. See you in a second. Thank y'all, everybody, for joining this podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Go to the podcast platforms. Give us a review. 5 stars.
Give us a like.
1 star. I don't give a shit what you give us. Just go review something. It don't matter what happens, what you say.
Give us a like. Drop a comment. Help a girl out.
Do something. We thank you. Y'all have a good one. See you on the next one. Hello.